In this video, I would like to share my personal story as someone who was in Ukraine when the full-scale invasion started, and someone who is Ukrainian. So, on the 24th of February 2022, I woke up when my mother crashed into my room at 4:30 am, crying that Russia bombed our cities. The full-scale invasion started. Firstly, I was very skeptical, and I couldn't believe this could be true in the 21st century, especially between countries like Ukraine and Russia, even though that we had this conflict in the region of Donetsk, Lugansk, and Crimea. But so I still got, even though that I was skeptical, I got out of my room and saw my father was already watching the TV where Russian president was announcing the full-scale invasion with the goal of demobilization and decentralization of Ukraine. All of the stupid words that only Russians like to use. And my first thoughts were, holy shit, we are in war, and what is going to happen next? Nobody was giving us even a few days that Ukraine would stand against Russia. Everyone thought that Russia would take over Ukraine in 3 days. American experts were telling that, European experts were telling that. But Ukrainian government and our President Zelensky had another plan, and they decided to fight back. For us as Ukrainians, it was very difficult and unpredictable times. Everyone was watching the news, trying to figure out what was happening, how Russian troops were advancing towards our capital, Kyiv. And it was just very toxic time. Everyone was trying to buy as much food as possible because we thought that if Russia invades our city, there would be a shortage of food, and to die out of hunger is not an option. So, and first thing that happened, that our people became more united, like a big family, when everyone was trying to help our army, everyone was trying to get some food, products, clothes for our soldiers to donate some money, and it was very great to see that people got united and decided to push them back. Even though prior to the full-scale invasion, Ukraine was kind of split into two categories. One category of people would be more pro-Russian, and they were telling that we need to be more in the union with Russia, and another part of Ukraine was telling that no, we should be part of the European Union and NATO. And one of the it's kind of difficult to say, but one of the advantages of this war is that people in Ukraine became more united, as I mentioned before, and now everyone thinks that we should strive for becoming a member of the European Union and NATO, and nobody wants to be part of the Russian Union. And it's very good to see such improvements, but the price of that is very big for us Ukrainians to realize that. But we eventually did. A lot of people started transitioning from Russian language to Ukrainian, because in Ukraine a lot of people actually spoke Russian and still speak Russian, but they're trying to study Ukrainian because it's very difficult to speak the same language that people that want to kill you try to speak. And overall, for me, I remember when the full-scale invasion started, we were trying to, we had to sleep in the basement of the house because, for example, if the missile bomb strikes even near your house, the sound wave is so strong that it can just destroy the windows, and the small pieces of glass can just kill you. So we had to sleep in the basement for a couple of weeks, and when the siren was on, it meant that some Russian missile was just flying around. That's why we had to kind of like hide in more protected areas, which was the basement. And I remember the time when I wasn't even taking my clothes off before going to bed, because I knew that at any moment I would have to wake up and go to the basement. Or when I had to eat in advance, in the case if you had to stay in the basement for like 4 or 5 hours, which was like very kind of difficult to even realize that in such times we would have to do that. But unfortunately it did happen. And I remember my grandma telling me the stories of the Second World War, and it was interesting and so weird to realize that it's happening again now in Ukraine, in such peaceful country. And overall, there are a lot of things that I want to cover, but the main thing that I think would be valuable for everyone is the biggest insight that I got. When prior to full-scale war, we had a lot of problems, such as low incomes, corruption, bad roads, and all of such problems that a lot of countries have. But when the full-scale invasion started, the war was happening, we just all wanted to come back to the times we had such minor problems. Because everyone was taking peace for granted. And now when you can die at any moment from the bomb, you can't feel safe even being at your own home. When COVID happened, everyone was asked to stay at home to be safe. But when the war started, we couldn't even be safe at our own homes, which is so stupid and difficult to kind of accept and comprehend. So if you live in the peaceful country in Europe or somewhere else, please just appreciate what you have, because some people, like in Ukraine, don't have such luxury to be safe and feel comfortable all the time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them below. I will be happy to answer. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.